checking. What's up? Hello? Let's see how many people are here now. Oh, I'll find out in a second. There it is. Okay. What's up? Hi, everyone. Hi, TikTok. Hi, fucking Twitch. Look at this. Look at me go. I have cameras set up goddamn everywhere. Who am I? Julio Jones? Uh, I don't even know that reference. Hey, what's up? Welcome to Val Unleashed. Oh, the fucking window's all weird. How did that happen? There we go. Something's always busted, isn't it? Something's always fucking busted, isn't it? Um, yeah, I'm doing something new today. Chat, check it out. I have on the side over here, where my eye line is this way, I have TikTok queued up. I'm live on TikTok, I'm live on Twitch. I decided to do both simultaneously, and I called it cross-pollination. That's what I'm going with. It's a cross-pollination fest. What am I, fucking a botanist? What am I, Green Thumb Jones? What am I don't know. Somebody hit me with a reference of a famous botanist. I was trying to search in my brain for a quick hot reference of a famous botanist, and there aren't any. Are there? Oh, thanks, deep fried flaps. That's nice. That's nice. Um, famous botanists. Let's go. Name them. Name them. Famous botanist. Carl Linnaeus is the first name. Agnes Arbor. Oh man, that's a great name for a botanist. Are you kidding? Agnes Arbor? That can't be planned. That's got to be a stage name in the botanist universe. That's too perfect. Somehow I forgot my name and now my compliment sounds weird. Eh, I love your stand up. Thanks, user 294787645242008. What do we got today? I knew, listen, before I got to the chat, I knew I wanted to look up the meaning of the word seminal. Okay, we're gonna get all intellectual here. Seminal. It means of a work, event, moment, or figure strongly influencing later developments. That's what seminal is. Um, Carl Linné was from Sweden and did hella work in botany. See? Deep Fried Flaps knows all about botany. Any botany fans in here? Fans of botany? Is my image on Twitch really bad? Is it me or is that pixelated as fuck? Is it? I don't know. Well, whatever. So dare I say I'm going for a seminal one here today. We're gonna be so fucking seminal. Watch out, Twitch and TikTok world. We're gonna get fucking seminal, which means that I'm gonna influence so many people. I'm an influencer now, just by virtue of announcing it. I'm an influencer, and I'm seminal. So watch out, cause here we go. All right, I got a bunch of shit I wanted to talk about. Oh, first thing, right out of the gate. Um, so I was going through like old notes and shit, old notebooks, stand up stuff. When you've been doing stand up as long as I have, 16 years, you've got a hella archive and a lot of napkins. I've written a lot of notes on a lot of napkins and I've put them in various drawers. Look, my place is like a Easter egg hunt of half-baked stand-up ideas just poking out everywhere, you know? And I kept this. So after I graduated university, I went back to Toronto and I was doing stand-up there for a couple of years, and then I got interviewed by the school paper back at university, back in London. And I remember in that article they were like, you know, stand-up comedian Al Val making it big in the big city. I wasn't. I fucking sucked. It took me a long time to get any good. And one of the quotes, I think at the end, of this article, they were like, "Is stand-up gonna always be a part of your life?" And my quoted response is, "Grinding up stand-up is going on for the rest of my life, probably." And I wrote it on I don't know if that's reversed. It's reversed on TikTok, but it's, "Grinding up stand-up is going on for the rest of my life, probably." Now let's break down this quote. This truly inarticulate quote. I think I was having a stroke when they asked me this question. Like, I was on the verge of passing out. "Grinding up stand-up is going on for the rest of my life, probably." Just trying to get that last word in the interview. Um, I think what I was trying to say is that, like, I'll never outgrow the need to get better and the desire to get better as a performer. So I'll always be like grinding stand up, even if it means going to open mics to like test out new material. That was always going to be a thing for me. And I expressed it in the most inarticulate way. Grinding up stand up is going on for the rest of my life, probably. By the way, I had to add in at the very end, I think while I was talking, I had a moment of doubt where I was like, well, let's not be so sure I'm going to do this my whole life. So let's add a little caveat. Yeah, probably. You know? Where was the conviction? The conviction just fucking evaporated out of me when I got to the end of it. Grinding up stand up is going on for the rest of my life. Probably. Spoken like a true fucking 6-year-old. Winding up stand up is going on for the rest of my life, probably. It's cute. It's adorable. And this was me, what, 2012? So I would have been 2012. How old would I have been? 24? Do the math, Al. Yeah, 24. 24 years old, talking like a 6-year-old. Pretty fun, huh? Cute. This isn't D&D. Nope. But you rolled a crit. Fuck yeah, dude. You rolled a crit when you tuned the fuck in, bruh. What's everybody drinking out there? I know it's Monday. I'm in my pajama pants. I don't know if anybody can see it. Maybe in TikTok they can. What y'all drinking out there? Mmm. I got a vodka 7 because I'm like watching my weight. Um, okay. So I have a list of shit I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about this. So I miss playing soccer. I used to play soccer. I'm drinking a caffeinated vitamin supplement. OJ, that's cool. A caffeinated vitamin supplement. That feels like that kind of cancels it out. Caffeine ain't good for you. You know what I'm saying? I miss playing soccer. So check it out. This is a super fun vodka Topo Chico with lime. Ooh. I don't know what that is, but if there's vodka in it, then cheers, baby. It's a medication for me severely ADHD. Well then, I take it back. Respectfully, I take it back. All right. So, I want to tell this story because I think back on it fondly. So I used to play rep soccer at my age, like 16. I played like from 15 to 18 years old. I was in a rep soccer league. And my team, Whitby Wolves from Whitby, Ontario, my teammates used to be ultra violent, so fucking violent. Any given game, somebody would always be serving a suspension. And as bad as the players were, like every time a brawl broke out, I would find the other pacifist on the other team, and we would just kind of stand off to the side together and be like, boy, this is fucking brutal, isn't it? Yep. Does this happen to you guys? Oh, all the time. All the time. You know, me and the other pacifist would bond off to the side, while there would be a Looney Tunes-esque dust cloud with limbs poking out and shit constantly fighting. Anyways, and as bad as the players were, the parents were like a million times worse. Whippy aunt, I'm from Hamilton. Hi, Hamilton. What's up? Whippy and Hamilton not so dissimilar. Hamilton always gets a bad rap. In stand-up comedy, uh Hamilton is the butt of the joke, but so is Oshawa. It's kind of sad. Anyways, I keep getting distracted. Hey, Twitch chat, you know how distractible I am? This is so fucking hard having a TikTok chat also here. I am so overstimulated right now. It's fucking nuts. Welland is worse. Oh yeah, every time I perform in Niagara, it's every comic I've seen perform in Niagara or St. Catharines, they always end up doing this like, well, at least it's not fucking Welland. Wah, 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 wah. And I'm gonna zoom out so you can see me doing a jerk off motion. Okay, back to my soccer story. So, so the parents of my soccer team were always like super aggressive, antagonistic, vocal, very angry bunch. And I remember one time we were playing a game in Collingwood, which, if you're familiar, if you're from Ontario, Canada, it's like cottage country-ish. So we were playing a lovely competitive game of soccer, and one of the parents, um, let's call him let's call him Emilio, okay? Italian parent named Emilio was very pissed off at the ref for whatever reason. And first of all, at that age, if you're getting pissed at a fucking it wasn't little league, it was still like rep premier. So it was pretty high up for that age group. But like, you know what I mean? You're getting mad at a 21-year-old who's just working a summer job. You know what I mean? Get over it. But anyways, so this dad, let's say Emilio didn't like a certain call from the ref and wouldn't stop berating him until finally the ref was like, "All right, I've had enough. You're a pain in my asshole, and you got to get out of here." He's like, "I'm gonna forfeit your team if you don't leave." And Emilio, grumbling and mumbling, walked back to his car in the parking lot. So he disappears, and play continues for like another 10-15 minutes, and then a familiar voice is heard from the sidelines, and Emilio came back. He went to his car, he changed shirts, put on a cowboy hat, and came back to continue berating the ref. And like it was hilarious because, it's a boisterous Italian man in the most conspicuous garb. He dressed up like a fucking cowboy. He came back with a fucking cowboy hat and continued to berate the referee. And so the ref was like, I know it's you. It's fucking the guy from 10 minutes ago. You can't just go to your car and put on a hat and expect me not to recognize you from before." So he got kicked out twice, and the second time he stayed gone. Need to ask, is Emily canceling the news again tonight? She has not. She has not told me so. I mean, my phone is currently occupied, so I can't text her to find out. But she checked in with me like an hour ago, which which I presume means that, the news is still happening as planned. For those of you out in the TikTok verse, this show, I'm on Twitch right now. I'm doing simultaneous cast, where I'm pointing at that camera, I'm pointing at this one. And so if you want to comment from here, TikTok, go over to the Twitch channel, go to the Transverse, and I'll be able to interact with you there. And I'm just like showing face over here just for fun and shits. Yeah. Where was I? Oh yeah, the it's the Little League fucking soccer and hockey and Little League sports. I'm gonna call it Little League, even though it was rep premier, and there's a part of me that like wants to make sure that you guys know how good I used to be at soccer. um, it's like parents, man, I salute if you've ever worked as a referee, I salute you. It's like it must not be a fucking cakewalk, to say the least. Being a referee has to suck because if you do your job properly, I just dipped into an accent. If you do your job properly as a referee, then people ignore you. And that's the best you could hope for. Which when you think about it, like doesn't that for somebody like me who needs constant validation, that sounds shitty. That sounds like it sucks, you know? If you're a good ref, then then you're fine. Nobody cares. Everybody ignores you. But if you're a shit ref, then the vitriol of 1,000 fucking angry suns is gonna is gonna burn you to your fucking core. So you know, and at professional levels it's dangerous, but like even in little league it's fucking dangerous. Do you guys ever see clips of like a little league game and a fight breaks out in the stands and you're like, who are these people? Fucking grow up. This is Timbits hockey. If any of you guys know, real Canadian heroes, we salute you, Mr. Referee person. Yes, of course. I agree. To all my American friends, there's a thing in Canada called Timbits hockey, in which we have this fast food chain, like a coffee slash breakfast sandwich. They're trying to do lunch, but like, not very well. Named Tim Hortons, and they have all kinds of summer programs and stuff, and like children's programs, and Timbits hockey is one of the things where they like, I don't know what they do. They sponsor teams, they provide equipment, whatever. So they're, I just explained a reference. I just explained a reference, and I don't feel very good about it. I feel a bit cheap. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Um, so that was my soccer story. That was just what I wanted to share was Mr. Cowboy Hat Coach, Mr. Cowboy Hat Dad, the Cowboy Hat Dad. That's always something that I wanted to share with people. So there you go. That's what it was like being me. There were always 4 people on my team serving suspensions for punching somebody in the back of the head on the field. Wild, man. Who takes shit that seriously? You know what I'm saying? Mm-mm-mm. That's all right, user 79248371118. I got you. I'll keep an eye out. We're cross-pollinating. We're cross-pollinating the chats. That's what we're doing. Um, what else? Lewinsky jokes. Who out there is still laughing? Who out there is still enjoying Lewinsky jokes? Be honest. Because a part of me feels bad for laughing at Lewinsky jokes. But most of them are hack. By now, most of them are hack as fuck. And I'm sure we've all heard them all. But every once in a while, there's a Lewinsky joke that still makes me laugh. And every interview that I've seen her do, while I feel desperately sad for what she had to go through at the time as a young woman who made some poor decisions, yes, but suffered some pretty vitriolic consequences. It is 4:20 and I have arrived. Hey, nice. Spark one up, dude. Who else is 420 blazing it? Make some noise if you're 420 blazing. Let me hear you in the chat. Cough. Cough if you're blazing. I'm not good with pot. I'm not. I get so socially paranoid. It's the worst. I don't respond well to weed. And I know a lot of people, this is the thing, a lot of people are like, you just haven't tried the right strain. Every pot smoker is so adamant about pot that if you tell them, oh, it's 1220 in the UK, right? Every pot smoker, if you tell them that you're not into weed, they always have a million suggestions to get you into weed. And it's like, I don't think you're fucking listening to me, bro. I don't like marijuana. It doesn't. Hey, maybe you should put it in a cookie. No, you're not listening to me. You know? I and I keep falling, but this is the thing, I keep falling for it. Back in the day, you couldn't just get the same strain twice. You'd have to take what you could get. Exactly. And a lot of people, well, this is the thing, a lot of people suggest that different strains will make you act differently, but that's hogwash. In my experience, that is hogwash. All right? I don't know, some of you connoisseurs of marijuana, it slows me down. I don't like slow. Same. I can't articulate myself. My brain, I get so socially paranoid. I get in my own head and I second guess and I question everything that comes out of my mouth. I can't formulate sentences properly, and then therefore I can't joke either. If you can't form sentences properly, you can't even structure a fucking punchline. And then I get in my head about like everyone hates me automatically. As soon as I blow a punchline, I get in my head, I'm like, everyone hates me now because I botched that one. I botched that Lewinsky punchline. It was a layup and I fucked it up, you know? Yeah. So like weed isn't for me. Sorry, pot smokers. I'll smoke, actually, this is the exception. I'll smoke a little bit of pot at the end of the day. When I'm alone, I only like weed when I'm alone because I get super fucking paranoid. I took 2 puffs of a joint from a friend last week after I recorded an episode of Podgis, which is my podcast. It's not a streamy thing like this. It's very fun. You should check it out. Podgis. New episodes every Tuesday. Shameless plug. Check out Podgis. Um, But after we did an episode, he encouraged me to take 2 hits of a joint, and it was that classic pot smoker sell where he was like, "Come on, come on, come on," and it worked. If somebody, I'm a sucker for peer pressure. If someone says, "Come on," enough times, I always succumb. So I took 2 puffs, and I took the subway home. And it was a 45-minute commute from this dude's place, maybe longer. And it was during rush hour. So it was like a packed subway. And I'm already Podgis, Podgis. You can get it on Spotify. You can find it on YouTube. You can find it on Apple Podcasts. You could just look for Podgis. GIS. I get paranoid enough being in public still. I'll be honest, I get a lot of stares, and whether or not they are hostile or they are curious or they are uh stares of, I don't know, interest or attraction, dare I say? Dare I even say it? I don't like it. Who likes being fucking stared at? Obviously not a lot of people. Depends on the nature of the stare. But if I'm high, I obviously can't tease out the nature of a fucking stare. And when you're high, you're like, do I have something on my face? Am I acting normal? When you're high, you have to deliberately act normal, and that is not normal. You know what I mean? So, not for me. I'll smoke a little bit of pot at the end of the day. Uh, Not every day, obviously. I'll smoke a little bit if I'm drunk and alone and like winding down to go to bed. These are my 3 criteria for smoking weed. If I wanted to shut my brain off and like, I don't know, play Smash Brothers or Rocket League, just veg out, play a video game, high and drunk, and then diddle myself and go to bed. Uh-oh. Can she say that? Can she say that though? Uh-oh. Anyways, I'm gonna take this opportunity to imbibe. Mm-hmm. That's a mood. Hell yeah, bitch. Where my bitches at? She just did. I said it. Can't take it back now. I used the word diddle on Twitch. Is that allowed? Am I gonna get fucking banned? Shadow banned? On TikTok too? Am I allowed saying diddled? I put out a video of what was it? I was doing a joke about having sex with the Pope, and it got muted on TikTok, and it's just it's hardly fair. It wasn't graphic. I don't know. It was about what does the Pope exclaim when he's fucking, you know? Is it like Santa Maria, Jesus Cristo? I think that's hilarious and that deserves to be on TikTok and not muted. I don't know, does stuff like that get muted on TikTok live? I can talk about whatever I want here, right? I don't know. Diddle is fine. If concerned, use D-fiddle. D-fiddle sounds like you just took apart a flute like a sniper rifle and packed it away into a case. Diddle, verb, informal cheat or swindle so as to deprive someone of something. Okay. I've never heard it used like that. Not in that context. Not in that way. Whenever somebody's like, yeah, and then I diddled her. It's not like you scammed her out of $5. Yeah. You could say you swindle yourself. Oh, I could do the reverse. I love that idea. Oh, okay. We're starting this tonight. This is part of my being seminal. Is we are going to switch the terms and diddle instead of using diddle when you describe the sexual act of diddling someone. We're gonna say swindle. You swindled someone right in their box. I swindled her right in her little box. That's weird. But we're doing it. I hereby declare it's done. I wish I had a stamp and I was a notary that I could do that. All right, this is the portion of the show. It's etiquette time with Val, and I'm gonna pretend to have a mustache, a curly one like this. We'll get a theme song for that eventually, but until then, uncopyrighted humming will have to do. So, etiquette time. I have a question for the chat. Let's chat etiquette. Now, this week's question is, how soon is too soon to fart in front of your partner? And I will give you a moment to compose answers. How soon is it to fart in front of your fartner before they're an official fartner and now you can fart up all the time in front of them? So let me give you my quick response, my initial thoughts on this quandary, this query. I think that the nature of the relation, it depends on the nature of the relationship. I think that is an important factor to consider because your partner, not before first time sex. Not until the second swindling. I love that. Yes. I love it. Oh my god, Val, we went to high school together. Holy shit, Megan. Look at us go. We've changed. We've changed, baby. Okay. What are we so Megan, we're talking about how soon is too soon to fart in front of your partner? There is no answer. It will inevitably happen by accident, and you just hope they go with it. Oh, Megan, you're so sweet. Thank you. Whoa, what happened? Oh, nothing. Okay. That's hilarious. Not until the second swindling. But this is the thing. Um, when you are in a relationship that involves anal sex, right? This is I'm being a little bit more specific here. I think the exception is anal sex relationships. Okay? I think not only should you be allowed to fart before the first swindling, the first diddling, the first penetration into one's booty hole, I think that you should be allowed to fart anytime you want. If you're the bottom, not if you're the top. It's not allowed. Not allowed if you're the top. If you're the bottom, you're allowed to fart to your heart's content, to your fart's content. Because you're if you're like if you're the bottom, you got to get the top used to like just being around a bee hole and understanding that this is just it's human anatomy, baby. It's human anatomy, baby. Some people just got a chatty bussy. That's all it is. It's not a fart. It's a chatty bussy. That's the best way to frame it. Your precious little bussy is going, hello. Just greeting. It's a nice greeting. You know? Am I right? I feel like the chat got really quiet at that. Was that too much? It might have been too much. Please don't report me on TikTok. I know that words like those are not allowed, but otherwise, okay. So I've spoken my piece. It's the first real test of a relationship. Absolutely, I agree. If they respond to your fart in any kind of, I mean, it depends on the stench. But if they um if they recoil and make you feel disgusting about farting, then I think they need to grow up, especially if there's some booty related interactions, you know? I think people who are like really down with anal know the pratfalls and the drawbacks and the uh oh, what's it called? The why am I blanking on this word? I got distracted by the chat. I feel like a topic change might be a good idea. Okay, fine. Maybe we're getting a bit too raunchy. Fair enough. There's people in my TikTok chat soliciting sex. So shit is going off the rails. There's somebody in the chat trying to sell their pussy. So I go for it, I guess. You're probably barking up the wrong tree. I didn't think that there was a lucrative market in going onto TikTok chats and telling people that you got a fresh bussy. That's weird. All right, we're gonna pivot. We're pivoting. Can somebody do I have to kick Tay out? Yeah, get out of here. Stop it. Stop it. Go away. Um oh, so I have some notes. Well, see, now I can't do I was going to talk about um Kevin Gates. Now, I don't know who this Kevin Gates guy is. I should look him up. Who is Kevin Gates? My phone is like right in front of my chat, my Google search box. Kevin Gates. Okay. Now, Kevin Gates uh shared a thing he shouldn't have on Instagram on like an Instagram story. And I thought I overshared, but apparently this guy, if the tweets that I've read are to be understood, I think he recorded his wife giving birth and like zoomed in. Anyways, you know what? I'm gonna move on from that too. We're not gonna go down that route. Who out there is doing voice training, huh? Make some noise. Who is working on resonance and pitch and la 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 la. Who else is voice training out there? Make some noise. Um I I saw this one thing. If you are like voice training, feminization process, all that shit, so cynical. Um if you go to like what's her name? Z on YouTube, I'm in a choir and trying to expand my range if that counts. That counts. That's cool. Um nope, I'm just going to let it ride. That's the thing. Look, I have a few thoughts on this. First of all, Ziana on YouTube. She's a great resource. She's very sweet. Her voice is fucking beautiful and gorgeous, and of course, all the proof you need that training works, I guess. But um at one point she said that part of what she went through to like train her voice is she would go on, like, she would play video games, online video games, and that's where she would practice, which, like, kudos to her, you know what I'm saying? That's like, uh that takes a lot of fucking bravery. Talk about brave. Where are my bravelets at? Being told I'm brave in public. um so she like went on, she would like practice her voice on online games or whatever, and she even said in one of her videos, she was like, do like I did and go play online and test it out. Sure, because everyone knows that the most protective, everyone knows that the most supportive bunch can be found on fucking Call of Duty lobbies. You know what I'm saying? Not the most encouraging place to foster growth. But I don't know. That takes a level of bravery that maybe I just don't have, you know? I got people fucking calling me brave eating a sandwich at Tim Hortons, you know? Which I guess that is brave. Tim Hortons is poison, especially the breakfast sandwiches. Yikes. But this is the thing. Oh, so this is to a different point of mine. Voice training. I understand why people would be discouraged, easily discouraged. It's a long fucking process. It's hard. There's a lot involved. There's a lot of trial and error. There's a lot of it's difficult. Yes. And it is emotionally taxing, of course, that too. But this is the thing. Um Everything you do is going to get, like, okay, I have videos on TikTok right now that about having a period. And I joke about how I don't give a shit that I'll never have a period. I know some trans women claim to have their a version of it there, but like I don't experience anything like that, and I don't mind being honest about it. Um, I don't get a period, and there are videos that I have up where people are still perpetually arguing about it, and I'm catching a lot of shit. And I realize that I don't get involved, but I realize that all the arguments that people in support of trans people, every argument that they make, there's always some kind of rebuttal or reply that basically excludes cis women. So I think arguing with these people is futile because every time they move the goalposts, they move them in a way that excludes some subgroup of cis women too. So even by their definitions of womanhood, they contradict themselves so constantly, and there are so many exceptions to their own rules that there is no point in arguing with them. You know what I mean? And so at this point, like it just reminds me of this is what it always reminds me. When I was growing up, uh I used to watch uh Maury. Every once in a while. I mean, I wouldn't like go out of my way to watch it, but every once in a while, Maury would have one of those episodes where they would be like, "Is it a man or is it a woman?" And they would march out this lineup of like 7 or 8 ladies, and it was like this pageant show where one by one they would go up, they would do a talent. I think there was like a fucking bikini portion, and then at the end of every woman's segment, Maury would go into the audience and be like, "All right, fucking Cletus, what do you think?" And Cletus would be like, "Oh yeah, that's a man. That's a fucking man. You can tell by the Adam's apple, that's a man." And so there would be this line of like mix of cis and trans women all standing there being fucking appraised and sized up and judged by Cletus fucking fart hand from Alabama, going like, "Yeah, that's mine," and they'd be wrong 50% of the fucking time. You know what I mean? So in the end, whenever I think about like what standards I'm not meeting of womanhood and all that stuff, I am working on it, of course, and it's a long fucking road. And anybody who thinks that taking a single pill will turn you into goddamn Claudia Schiffer is a fucking idiot. Um, but every time I think about like appeasing a certain standard of femininity, I think about that where like it's never truly good enough for some people, no matter how fucking gorgeous and passable you are. So why try? You know? Why try to please the people who are like just gonna be shitty about it no matter what because they're just projecting their insecurities onto you? And that's exactly who some of you are. Maybe you should ask yourselves, what brings you here in the first place? Huh? You get a boner for trans ladies and you're mad at that boner? Maybe there's something worth looking into. I don't know. Due to cancer and chemo, my wife has no breasts and no longer has periods. Neither of those define a woman. Exactly. By definition, sorry, your wife is not a woman, according to Cletus Thornbury of South Carolina. You know? I like hearing your story. Well, thank you, Christina. I tend to be a pretty articulate little nugget, you know? I think I fucking nailed it there. Every once in a while, I have like a brain dead day where I just can't articulate myself, but that was fucking tight. That was tight, bro. Clip it. Clip it. I'm out. Ba 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 ba. Cletus can suck my balls. Um, let's see. What else have we got? I'm looking at my notes. High on the subway. Oh yeah. Joke thievery. Bad. Okay, let me ask you guys about this. I feel like this is going to be pretty unanimous. But um this is the I don't know if any of you are into like graffiti or tagging or street art or whatever. Um but like I should hope it pisses some of you off just as much as it does me when you see like good graffiti that, you know, if you pass by it on your commute, you're like, that is dope. That's really cool. And then, you know, like a week or two later, you see that somebody tagged over it with some really fucking lame signature. You know what I mean? That really bothers me. There's this route. Street art, yes, tagging, nah. See, I like that. That's a good distinction. That's a good distinction because some tagging is not art, right? Right. Not not all some art is tagging, but not all tagging is art. Huh? Did I get that right? That sounds reasonable. But anyways, there's this alleyway in Toronto that used to have an image of it was Mickey Mouse mid punch. He was swinging through and punching Bugs Bunny in the face. And Bugs Bunny is like, ah. Um, and street art is like sandcastles. Enjoy it. It isn't meant to last. See, that's sad. Why should it be that way? You know? Like like a good old Banksy. Just leave Banksy alone. It's like seeing a Banksy get tagged over. I've seen one or two documentaries of that where like, isn't that fucking is really it just I can't wrap my head around who would want that to be their legacy. Tagging over someone who is profound and universally appreciated and has a message and is effective and who is at the top of their craft and to just and to destroy it. To create a legacy of destruction, I think is the most pitiful thing. That is hardly a legacy because when you die, so too will your destructive legacy. You haven't contributed anything. You've only torn things down. You are toxic. And so, anyways, to finish my point, this mural of Mickey Mouse punching Bugs Bunny in the face, which, I feel like Bugs Bunny would win that fight, but that's neither here nor there. I feel like Bugs Bunny is way too wily for Mickey Mouse. Bugs Bunny would win 100%. Um, and so I saw that it got tagged, but it was beautiful. It was really like vivid, and the details were really nice. It was awesome. I appreciated it every time I went by, and somebody tagged over Bugs, and like it was just a stupid bubble. It's always bubble text. You know what I mean? Bubble text of some guy named Doug or Derek or Grimesy or something like that. Bugs would totally win. Ratatouille versus Stuart Little? Ooh, that's a good question. Let's fucking pivot. Who would win between Ratatouille and Stuart Little? I feel like Ratatouille would win. Cuz Stuart Little, Stuart Little was raised in an orphanage. So he's kind of had a tough life. But he got adopted by like a rich family, didn't he? And he flies around in little mini aeroplanes and cars. I think Ratatouille would kick. Ratatouille would kick. What's his face's ass? You know? Yeah. Stuart Little is a punk ass. Stuart Little is too Silver Spoon. Ratatouille grew up on the fucking streets, dude. Ratatouille could make a paella that'll make you shit your pants. I should hope not. I mean, I don't know. What are we at? What are the 10 more minutes? 10 more goddamn minutes. I have notebooks everywhere. I was considering doing this as a segment. I could talk about um a stand-up story if you guys want to. I'll let you decide. So, do you want to hear a story from my stand-up career, or do you want to hear a bit from a notebook at random? Ratatouille would make an amazing dinner. They'd stop fighting and enjoy a nice meal together. Yeah, no, you're breaking the rules. They need to fight. No, they need to fight. um, do you guys want me to pick a fucking? I have notebooks and notebooks. This is 2% of the archives I have of all the fucking joke ideas I've written. That none of this ever really went anywhere. I mean, some of it did, but these are all just like half-baked ideas. Story. I'm getting stand-up from TikTok and story from Twitch. You guys need to make up your minds. Story. Since I'm twitching, I'm going with story. Okay. Let me tell this one real quick. I've been doing stand-up for 16 years. I don't know how many times I've said that at this point. I gotta fucking stop. I wear it as a badge of honor because in the 16 years I've been doing stand-up, I've done a lot of shit gigs. And I've had my teeth kicked in so many fucking times. I have eaten a big fat wet turd on stage so often. And every once in a while there is a turd that I'll eat. Hi, hey, joining in, hello. Every once in a while, as a stand-up comedian, you take a gig that is just so profoundly bad that it will forever stay in your memory forever. And when I was like 4 years in, so I would have been like 22 or whatever. I would have been like 22 years old. Um, what's his face? Jeff Dunham was in town. The ventriloquist guy was in town in London, Ontario, Canada, and he was performing at the Molson Center or something, whatever, like our big arena. And some people bought this weird premium ticket that allowed them to go to this nearby nightclub and enjoy a pre-show at a booth and then go to the concert, go to the Jeff Dunham show. And we were part of that deal. We were part of that package. Except when we got there, this club, this nightclub, by the way, not a comedy club, it's a fucking nightclub, had like 8 different rooms all across the premises, booths everywhere. And so when we got there, they handed us a wireless mic and they were like, I don't know, just walk around and talk to people. So for like a solid hour, myself and 3 other friends just divided up the time, 15 minutes each, to just sort of walking from room to room with a microphone, being like, "Hey, what's happening in here? Hi. Hi, who are you guys?" And they would look at us like, "Who the fuck is this person?" Just because you would also hear us over the sound. The sound was pumped through this ginormous club, no music. So people bought tickets to come to this nightclub and sit in a booth and hear a one-sided crowd work conversation over the speakers. So all they heard was somebody being like, "Hey, what's your name?" "Oh, oh, that's a weird name." "Hey, what's your name?" "Oh, that's weird." "Hey, are you two dating?" "Oh, duh, that's crazy." Because none of us knew how to do crowd work at the time. So for like a solid hour, they were just pumping a one-sided awkward conversation over the speakers to these poor people who just wanted to see Jeff Dunham. So that was like one of the worst gigs I've ever done, going from room to room with a wireless mic, trying to do crowd work, and hearing myself bomb over the speakers. That was very interesting. Some gigs you take that you're like, I don't think they thought about, I don't think anyone really thought about this. No one thought this through. Because this is a terrible idea, you know? But hey, sometimes you got to chase that paper. And in that case, I think we got paid like 50 whole dollars. 50 whole dollars for that gig. Ugh, it doesn't pay to be a comic. It will eventually. It does eventually. Is your name on Twitch the same? So I'm streaming on the Transverse right now. Every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, I'm on the Transverse on Twitch. Check it out. Today I decided to do a both thing to see who I could like get involved. I hope it worked. I hope everybody can become friends. I'm trying to bring people together. My Twitch channel is called Alval the Emotional Gamer. All one word, ALVAL, the Emotional Gamer. So you can check that out. I haven't streamed in a while from there. I'm more of a live stream person myself. And a podcaster. So if you're a fan of mine, check out Podgis, Podgis. I think that's enough for today on the Twitch channel. I am gonna call it. Thank you as always, all of you, for joining in, for contributing, for pitching in, for being so swell. You're all just so fucking swell. And God bless you. And I love you. And I appreciate you. And we're going to see you next week. And make sure that you check out Podgis, Podgis. That's my podcast. It's very good. And I love it. And you guys are cool. Thank you very much. I'll see you next week. Twitch. Have a good week, y'all. Mwah, 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 mwah.